All right, guys, welcome on board. This is Football Yarn episode 90, and in less than about 7 days, we're going to start our proper club football discussion. And some days back, we witnessed the UEFA Super Cup final between Aston Villa and PSG, and just like we said it, talking about the Super Falcons, about poor preparation, and in some month as well, we can't get out of talking about football politics. The Nigerian Football Federation is going to be holding his election, and I'm wondering why we are not having many conversation around this. Unlike when the Super Eagles fails to qualify for the World Cup, when the Super Falcons have a bad performance, because it all starts from these administrative issues. And it's funny, so many people that have been coming out to contest for this position. We're going to get into all that and so many other conversations, as the EPL is witnessing the biggest era of change of managers, having Arsenal Mikel Arteta as the oldest manager in the EPL currently. These are many talking points. We just talk and just honest, just yarn about the whole football conversation, the round letter game. And I'm not doing this alone. Kayomipo is around, active. Lekon is here. It's looking cool. Of course, he's not a cool guy. And Ola is joining us as well. Talking about Ola, by the way, he's an experienced man. It's so funny that, people that has water in their tank, are the most silent. Unlike some people that, say they've advised, they've coached, they've mentored. And, talking about Ola, he's a senior man when it comes to this married thing, 7 years and still running. Yeah. It's not a small job. If it's easy, you say run out. All right. Enough of all that. Welcome on board, guys. It's Football Yarn. It's the conversations about the round letter game. Ola, so good to have you on board.
Yeah. I'm good to be back. I'm so excited. Episode 90, right? So,
90 minutes.
Yeah.
Because it's episode 90, it's going to be 90 minutes.
Okay.
So just sit down.
Yeah, it's good to be here. It's good to see the boys once again. So let's cook.
Yeah, let's cook. All right. I'm going to leave it for Lekon last. Kayomipo, also good to have you on board.
Now you said they always call Sam. If you say you don't give an hour, it will quickly use the little time we get. All right, it's good to be back here again. We experienced a lot of footballing activities, and like you said, the Super Falcons, failed us. But if you want to look at it deeply, it wasn't all down to them. The administrative part especially, and because they've not, we are not used to the Super Falcons failing, especially at the African level. It seemed so bizarre, but. They still have a second chance at qualification. So let's see what they do against South Africa. Hopefully they obviously do well.
All right, we're still going to come back to this Super Falcons, so we don't leave the mentor of Guardiola and everybody out of this conversation. Lekon, how are you doing today? Welcome back to Football Yarn.
Good afternoon, good morning, good evening. Anywhere you are watching me, I'm Lekon, man of many inspiration. I've inspired a lot of people. I've done therapy for a lot of people, and then I've been looked out upon by a lot of people. So I won't say too much. Today I'm here again, to give my, to give you guys a testament for for being right all the time. I've done many things, but let's leave that. Today I want to just talk and elaborate on what we're talking about. Let's go. I've done many things.
What do you do?
You don't talk about
I say it commit crime.
Why we say when they can talk about this fact of I've done many things, you always see it's like
crime.
When you say you've done many things, you have to be specific about
the beef Lekon. I'll be waiting with
to me.
I just mentioned like 4 things now. Like I've done.
It always sounds to me like you've committed.
I'm a therapist.
advice.
I coach. Last season, I think that one EPL. You thought it wasn't me. No, I was the one. I was the one that advised that play like this.
You always that you banter us
Forget say even at times I dey give prediction out. They come so forget.
You don't say people go out.
Say people go out, which I go out too, but I don't come back now.
People go out, go come back.
All right, guys. I don't know where we should pick it from because I don't want us to start with the Book of Lamentation. So, guys, by 14th of August, we're going to have the Turkish League kickoff, the La Liga kickoff by 15th. The Premier League 21st. We're going to witness a Community Shield. This Sunday. Yeah. So, I'm looking at it from the player concerned. We just finished World Cup. From World Cup, these guys bounced back to getting on preseason. Then now it's looking as if the very short preseason, and now club football is kicking off properly. In fact, club football has already kicked off because some clubs are already playing UEFA Europa League qualifier, Champions League qualifier.
Yes.
Carabao Cup is there. We don't get to talk about how much more rest does these guys really, really, really need. Of course, that's not the conversation now. I just want us to talk about the EPL is starting. Club football is starting, and how pumped up are we for this new season? And what are we sensing in this new season before we start going into the details? Really, waiting to see from the forecaster end. Maybe we start from the business part of it. In the next 1, 2, 3 months, make millions on the drop.
I swear, I'm not with that. I don't go lie you. I don't go lie for you, about that. But never I can't wait. I've been low. My budget, my money, my account balance is low, very, very low. And I'm hoping for EPL to start again so I can make money. Because this is what we do. We set games, we forecast games, and money comes in. But nevertheless, let me talk about the what I'm expecting. I'm expecting all these guys. I don't know. Not to concern them because they are collecting their money. Imagine Vinicius they collect almost like 400 something a week. So they are collecting the money, so they should suffer for it. We too. Me they play games and they lose every time. He's running now. I know he's now. So yeah.
I don't know if you guys have anything to talk about that before we move on, because I want to make you talk about the EPL. The 2026 this season, it has already made history, and we never even kick one ball. 9 clubs are set to begin this Premier League season, this Premier League campaign with permanent manager. The highest number ever of top flights opening weekend. Talking about Liverpool, Man City, Chelsea, Bournemouth, Nottingham Forest, Crystal Palace, Fulham, Ipswich, Newcastle. Of course, I also expected to have a new manager on board. So in this season, we are having 9 new managers on board. And what does that do to the EPL?
First of all, I feel like this is the season. This season is quite different from the other seasons we've had in the past, right? Of course. It feels like an open season, even though I feel like Arsenal still have the advantage because they still have the core of the team. They've not lost so many players like the other teams, but it's different from the season when we had City. Anytime go to the market and get whatever players they needed. Of course, there is no Pep in the fold anymore, so it's just Arteta and the rest. So I feel like it's an open season. Anybody can have a go at the league, and it's a season where every team has got the advantage now.
Yeah,
right.
Like a neutral ground.
Does having one manager on board for so long, the year José Mourinho came to the EPL, broke Wenger and Ferguson.
You know Jose had limitless funds to run with.
I'm talking about the year he got into the EPL.
Yes, he had limitless funds.
There has been a whole lot of talk coming to this. I saw Sky Sports, up that permutation, and they still tipped Arsenal. Arsenal are looking like favourites.
Yeah,
and because I quite feel many people are having this, probably because of the fact that they have a manager that has been on board.
Knows the real.
But I'm looking at it, I'm saying to myself, what difference does this make?
It makes a lot of difference because when like I said, Arsenal have not lost a lot of players. They still have the core. They still have the manager. And when they won it when Pep was there. So there's the belief that we can do it without Pep. They will look at the rest of the managers and feel like, okay, we can have a go at it. But the reason why I'm giving all the other teams, an opportunity to start, because Arsenal are not gonna
overspend.
Because we know
They're
Arsenal.
not going to outspend.
Yeah.
They're probably not going to outspend the other team.
Yeah.
Like like a City and Pep would do.
Yeah.
That's why I feel like they also have the opportunity.
Yeah.
That's why I feel like it's an open season.
Yeah.
But Arsenal are still the favorite to win.
Yeah.
Does changing manager guarantee success?
Yeah, not always. We cannot always say you changing manager guarantees success. But the truth is that the fact that you have also been there for 2-3 years before does not guarantee that you are going to win the league that season. We've seen seasons where a new manager comes in and wins the league. We just saw it 2 years ago with Arne Slot coming into Liverpool and winning the league. But you just have that edge. And for the fact that Arsenal are the defending champion, and they are still kind of the most settled team presently. Manchester United, they are still finding their feet with 2 new midfielders. Man City is still thinking Haaland is still thinking maybe this will be his last season because of the new dimensions and stuff. Chelsea, they are still just coming from, definitely they will give it to Arsenal.
Yeah.
The most solid.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's because Arteta has been there for so long. I believe a coach can actually come in and do wonders. Who says Alonso will not get his team together and still fight? Go to win it. He's an experienced coach. He has won the league unbeaten in Bayern Leverkusen in Germany, where Bayern will usually be the champion. So, anything can happen. But I just think Arsenal kind of edge it a little bit with the solidity that they have in their team. But the fact that, just like we have said, they will not outspend other. And the transfer window is still on. In fact, a lot of movement is still going to happen. Enzo can still go to Chelsea, to City. Rodri and Tijani, they are still thinking of moving. So I don't think anything is settled yet. But I think we'll still give it to Arsenal as probably a slight favourite because of the contract.
And also to buttress what you said, they are the only team who look like they won't lose their key players. Odegaard, Gabriel, and Saliba. So they are still the team who are score. Obviously, they are still defending champions. So expect them to go again.
Also, I just think the teams that will suffer next season will be Man City. Because now they are changing, like, your pillars or the player of that team are not there again. Talk about Pep and now we are hearing Rodri is going to Barca. I feel like those two components, those two parts of, Man City, I think they will face a big problem. Bernardo Silva is not there, all of them are not there again. I think they will face a major problem next season.
How come we're not talking about the underdogs? Do you guys think Sunderland can defy the Premier League doubters once again?
Yeah, good thing for them is that they didn't lose Xhaka.
Yeah.
Would have been disastrous.
Yes.
Right? Losing him at that point, and they have to play about 4 competitions.
Yes.
In Europe, they have to. And then one thing is that we've seen teams like that play in Europe and can't
Manage the situation.
manage to build the momentum.
Yeah.
So let's see how it goes, but they obviously need to invest.
Yeah.
I think they have the funds. They are in the Premier League,
Yeah.
and equally they were giving £100 million.
Yeah.
So let's see how they invest in that thing.
But for Sunderland, just like you said, I actually expect them to struggle this season. If I'm going to predict, I think they might actually struggle this season because of one of the things I said. It's different coming from the relegation. Buying and having playing once in a week, then qualifying. It moves this next level. I think a lot of teams actually underestimate the impact of playing twice in a week.
Yeah.
It's another level.
They consider he doesn't care now. Very wicked guy.
It's another level because, traveling, playing more minutes, it gets to you. And one thing I think Sunderland is getting wrong, I don't know, is that presently they have bought only one player. They have added only one player, and that's even on free transfer. I don't know what they have in there, but I don't think the team that they had last season will still be enough for them to push for both Europe and I think they still need to strengthen that team. But presently, they have not done anything. So they might be underdogs, but I think they are underdogs to be behind for last season. They might find it very difficult to beat some teams this season because everything knows them now. They know what they are all about. And one thing about EPL is if you shine for one season, every coach wants to study you. They want to know what you are doing. So if you are not doing something else, my struggle.
Yeah, on the flip side, if you look at it from this angle also, we see teams play like that and eventually go to these players.
Yeah.
Right, and it affects them for me.
Yeah.
Now they've not lost a lot of players.
no,
And they've not brought in a lot of
Yeah,
players. So
yeah,
it's
yeah.
equally balanced.
Yeah.
But what they need is to bring in players.
Personally, I just feel like, I love Sunderland because I love Grashaka. I feel like I'm forced to like talk about it like when they first brought when they first came into the league last season. I was very happy, but let's leave all that we're talking about ball, not about likeness. And I feel like this season, I feel like they will suffer. I feel like they will be like, I don't feel like they will suffer necessarily. Like I just feel like they'll finish around 14, 15. I feel like next season, I feel like they are going back. Because when Wolves came to, you saw this pattern. Wolves came, they played very well. They did very cool.
Beating the big ones.
Yeah, beating everybody. So between 1 season and 2 seasons, between 2 3 seasons, they were all they were not to be found. So I so much I wish for them to stay relevant and stay.
Quickly, let's talk about another thing that will interest you. Sorry to cut you.
No, it's okay. This is not the first time.
Marcus. Because I know say this one will make you more vexed.
Yeah.
Marcus Rashford returns to United.
Yeah.
And he doesn't look like someone that's going to leave Old Trafford this season.
Yeah, Carrick is staying on him.
No be Lekon. Maybe Lekon no go break your head. Lekon.
Yeah.
You sure say this guy still get future for Old Trafford?
Man, I love Mark Rashford.
I know say you go talk about.
No, I'm not saying. I love Rashford, and everything that happens to him because Rashford has done so much. Personally, I don't believe that when you've done so much for someone, or when there are two people interacting or doing something together, having a relationship together, and one party, misbehave or something, unfortunately, I don't believe that relationship will end badly. So now he's coming back, second chance, it will be like a new signing for us, and last season, he went to Baka and we saw what he did at Baka. So if you can bring that to Man U, that's what we want. If you can do that, that's what we want. See, and I so much thank Kai for giving me a chance to prove himself again, under our previous coach, I don't want to mention his name, but I don't want to even remember his name. He pushed Rashford to the edge, but I just feel like Rashford this time. I feel like Rashford is a big personality, and he's a staff coach that can manage him very well. So I feel like Carrick can do that.
I mean, because
Just
it's going to be a long one.
no, it's not going to be.
Because it's going to be a long one.
I promise. No,
Lekon,
Yes.
you approve.
Something that's quite baffles me a lot about when people talk about Rashford.
Yeah.
It needs the right coach.
Yeah.
It needs the right nutrition. It needs the right this. He's 28. If you can't break it at that level, then you are the problem, not the club. I mean, before he left United, he bought a lot of bridges. He came out to share products. He came out to say, he wanted a new challenge. You've left, gone to Barca. Barca didn't sign you because they didn't deem you good enough. Barca didn't get you for £26 million. They wanted to get Gordon for over £80 million.
That's a slap.
That's a slap. And to even make it funnier, right? They had about £30 million to spend again. They didn't spend it on him. They spent on Karim Adeyemi.
Yeah, from Borussia Dortmund.
See, let me tell you, the reason why Rashford is staying is not Soccer's chance can come. No big club is coming for him. It is quite obvious.
So it's more like a revive.
He doesn't have a choice. No club is coming.
See.
If you look at the options he's got, it's either Saudi or Turkey.
See, I don't like when someone talk like this. You are talking like be up. It's just a shame. When someone is talking like this and when someone is very bad about it, it's just a shame. To me, I still see. I'm a bit optimistic. I know how can be, but I'm a bit optimistic.
Let's talk about another the glory now. Talk about shame. Let's talk about something that might look like a glory.
Yeah.
Bruno Fernandes and Yuri Tielemans. I saw United games, the first season. It's looking like the partnership is starting to pay dividends.
It's too early to say.
Good players, right?
Yeah, they're good players. Exceptional.
fantastic.
You know.
Baller. Bruno Fernandes, fantastic.
Yes.
But when you what's that word now? The season is not where you know it's working.
Yeah.
Let the league start.
That's yes.
Then you see if it's working.
Okay, so that one they play for
So
preseason.
Me personally, I don't judge players on preseason.
Yeah.
If I have a bad preseason, I go to have a good season.
Saturday we go good. Don't be from Friday.
You don't have a Saturday. You don't have any Saturdays good on the bad.
Preseason is practice, actually. That's when they understand the partnership and so on. The fact that they are playing well together during preseason doesn't really guarantee that they are going to translate it into the season. Anything can happen. Sedman may get injured. Bruno.
I don't know.
Don't say that. How many times after people play preseason under Wenger?
Yeah.
Season will start.
Hey, all the Emirates.
Jesus Christ. Season will start.
Yeah, before we actually leave the Rashford story, I think I have something to actually. If I'm a representative of Rashford,
Talk now. I'm giving you.
I don't think staying back in Manchester United is the right decision for Rashford.
But he did good at Aston Villa.
He has burnt his bridges. I believe he has burnt his bridges. Rashford is a big personality.
Yeah.
I don't think he's going to be able to accept the role he's going to have at Manchester United. Manchester United is not going to take Rashford as a big player that he wants to be.
Of course,
Now, if he can accept that big part role that he accepted in Barca,
yes.
or in Aston Villa,
Yes.
because in Aston Villa he was not sure on starting.
Yes.
Some games he will play, some games he will come in.
Yeah.
In Barca, the same thing. You know, he's behind Rafinha and so on.
Yeah.
You know, if you can accept that at one time, which I don't see.
You will accept.
He doesn't have a choice now.
I don't open that boy. You
I'm
accept.
telling you. But I think Rashford should probably go to a club where he will know. He's looking for a big club, which they are not actually. In fact, I thought Arsenal would have. Because we couldn't get target. But I think Rashford could be a very good player for us. I like the guy. I support Nico. He's a top player.
We move on from him. But if you can afford that such as you said,
It's okay. It's okay.
don't have a choice now. Don't go from the bench.
Will he end well?
That's the question. See, the problem is that will be on him. It won't end well. It has not end well. It has not ended well on him. It's obvious that it has not ended well because he thought moving the Barca would make that movie permanent. Right?
Yeah.
That's all we have.
Yeah.
But I was saying that time. If you guys remember that, Barcelona were not going to sign.
I don't remember.
Go back to our episode.
I don't remember.
See, I said it a couple of times.
I don't remember.
Because number one. See, I've already said that United have the players in the past,
Yeah.
especially the Rashford era,
Rashford.
spoiled those players.
Yeah.
Give them bumper contract.
Yeah.
Players who are worth
Too much respect.
Rashford is collecting over £300,000. I mean, it is his contract, right? But did he end it?
Yes.
All right, from there, I want us to quickly. I've had this conversation between them before. See, this inflation will happen for markets.
Yeah.
You don't think we don't happen.
Yeah.
The only place where this inflation is justified is when these players just have maybe just a fair performance.
Yeah.
We only question this when the performers are not coming through.
Yeah.
When the performers are not coming through, we are going to point fingers at how much you are earning, how will they buy you for that amount. That's how much as I got Bruno Guimaraes.
Yeah.
If you have to get the player like that in 2008 and the likes, you don't go past 12 for you too. It's truth. But the market is inflated, so as the contract is inflated. So I feel we always have to raise the question mark at this when the performance is not matching.
Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, nobody is ripping into your contract if you're playing well. Nobody is doing that.
Yeah.
It becomes a question when you're not playing well.
Yeah.
People start looking at every angle because why are you scoring 4 goals, 8 goals, and you're on over £300,000?
Yeah.
It doesn't make any sense.
I feel like big money is a big pressure. You know, I feel like that's one thing about what was this guy at Liverpool, Florian. I feel like that's what happened to him. I feel like that guy is exceptional. Even watch the game at Germany now. He played for them. You know, I sort of love that guy, but I feel pressure. Now the
I'm honest. You get something, they pay me. Because we're not going to talk about this, especially for AY. Now that AY come. Now it's looking as if we are not going to qualify for the next World Cup.
Maybe the
Super is now back-to-back FIFA World Cup. We don't qualify.
Yeah.
No FIFA Women's World Cup 2027 because I'm not even sure.
No, I told you that we are going to qualify. I'm optimistic about
FIFA Women's, no under 20 AFCON and World Cup. No under 17. Yet, the NFF president, Ibrahim Gusau, is set for a second run as the Nigerian Football Federation president. And are we really okay?
Nigeria is Nigeria.
Yeah.
We are not accountable for anything.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
We are not accountable for. See, there is nowhere in the world that an organization will have 3, 4, 5 teams that they are overseeing and they all failed.
Yeah.
And those people will still be there the next year. It's not about forget about re-election. Re-election is even something else. They are not supposed to be there the next year. Every football team failed. Every football team failed. See, forget even South Korea, even in Africa, close to home here, nobody does that. If you check the news this week, the Rwandan FA just cleared all their cabinets. They all resigned. Djibouti, the same thing. Those are small countries that do not even have the funding. Nigerians have the funding for NFF in the last 4 years after they came in after our brother.
Back to back.
Yeah. We have not achieved anything, but they are still there. They are still telling you they achieved.
And guys,
you need to see what they are counting as.
The report has it that if tomorrow or today we go into the ballot, that man is going to win by
I already said it now. You definitely we want to bribe the right people.
You don't call bribe again.
Is what?
Call our rights.
They are bribing the right people. They are giving the FAs. The state FAs.
He has them in his pocket.
They are already giving them money. And that's all it is.
No, see, why am I bringing this up? Why am I bringing this to this table?
Yeah.
At times, we point one finger at one,
Yeah.
and we forget to. I thought we would be mad. I thought we would be so upset. I mean, and everybody will be able to chat. This thing is not even making the rounds. It's not making rounds of conversation as much as when we did not qualify for the World Cup. And these are the issues. These are the source of the issue.
Yeah.
First of all, the Super Falcons they have a chance.
Yeah.
See, I'm going somewhere. I'm going somewhere. But what I'm saying is, have we ever done well when it comes to these playoffs? So with the Super Eagles, 2 chances. If they I mean, they have 3 chances actually.
Yeah.
They let us qualify via qualifiers.
Yeah.
And eventually, South Africa were dropped 3 points.
Yes.
That gave us the edge, right?
Yes,
We have been so far.
Yeah.
We still failed.
We failed.
Yeah.
We went to the qualifiers against Congo.
Yeah.
So with the Super Falcons, it might be the same fate.
Yeah. And
See, it is in Nigeria that, like you said, like we all know, the next day they will not election, nothing will happen. Rain will fall.
no, this question now is like a big topic, and something that all of us we are meant to be vibrant about it, like this topic. But now you go talk, but nothing will change. So why am I going to be? Why
You know the
The same way it should not come on this table and blame it to Papa. The same way it should not come to this table. The same way it should not come to this table. The same way it should not come to this table and talk about this and spike
only team I've never blamed as Super Falcons.
Yeah.
You know why?
Yeah, we saying
because they've always been winning this trophy, especially in the AFCON.
Yeah.
And we knew that this particular was going to be a big problem.
Yeah.
Right from the last edition.
Onset, yes.
Before they won that last one, we knew how tough the Morocco game was because we didn't prepare enough.
Yeah.
With that game, it was still new that we eventually won that game due to individual brilliance.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But this particular one, we knew right from the preparation.
Yeah.
The players complained about the lack of friendly matches.
And you guys were calling for their heads on social
You know the biggest problem? When it was time for the players to resume camp, right?
Yeah.
some big players
Yeah.
were not in camp.
Yeah.
And there were complaints all around, and they didn't have enough games to prepare.
Yeah.
Then they even had to play as Cameroon. We played them on. I've never seen twice.
Seriously.
So the preparation was bad, and we knew it. But as normal Nigerians now, we are never proactive.
Yeah.
We are always reactive to problems.
Yes.
When it is even these days, we are not even reactive to anything.
Yes.
Now we've seen the your so-called NFF push all the blame to the Super Falcons.
There's even one. It's so funny. I saw one online. There's even one Oba KBC. I don't know if you see that flyer. It's very funny. They come. We're going to have it. As you can see that flyer below our this thing.
Okay.
Below our. He's a king. 61. And he wanted to come. He said it's time for the Southwest. These are the issues.
When it comes to the Super Falcons?
No, the NFF.
Because that's
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, because everybody knows that's where money is. And they are doing nothing there.
And there's no yes.
Yeah, you know.
And there's if why are we having this conversation? See, this is what it means. We are going to the Nigerian football is drawn in already.
Yeah.
So it means that in the next 4 years,
Yeah.
what should be our expectation? In next 4 years, what should we project where Nigerian football is going to be?
This is where we are now.
No,
Let's should project.
Project, see, you're making it seem like we are about to be in the problem. This is the problem we are seeing.
No, I'll answer the question.
It can't get lower than this.
I'll answer the question.
You get lower than this.
I don't talk now.
You get lower than this now. Okay, now we missed out on 3 World Cup. We missed out on 2.
Now. I will talk.
we still get Super Falcons when they play AFCON.
We are not going
So
anywhere. See, we're not going anywhere. Even the Super Falcons and the Super Eagles, now we are still getting into the quarter final before the but now group stages. Next 4 years. So next 4 years, all of them, nobody wants to play for the Nigeria again because everything will be very terrible. Our stadium.
You'll be prophet of doom.
Our stadium now.
I'm prophet of doom.
I'm
Prophet of doom.
This is now he talk am. He talk say we project. Wetin go happen? And see.
But honestly, can't get lower.
Akwa Ibom, all the stadiums now, three go dey come for that
You
tree.
can't get lower than this.
We missed out on 2. You can't.
You can't get lower than this.
So
So
we should not this fun. See, this is the foundation.
Yeah.
If foundation don't spoil, nothing will
That very fast.
Now, the NPFL
Yeah.
is struggling to attract sponsorship and TV rights. No, it's getting more deeper than that. There was
We invest in NFF.
Wait, there was a particular year
You invest in them.
There was a particular year when I was in Agege, not once, not twice, when MFM were still playing at Agege Stadium. When they still had this Okonkwo, this guy, and they were Friday night games. Seems as we were getting right. Alhaji Shehu Diko was the NPFL chairman. At least, and Super Sport were still even airing live. So there was a time when Remo Stars were playing. We had seen 33 media production come to project these games.
Wow.
But now we are about to start a new NPFL league, a new NPFL season. We have about 3 teams: Inter Lagos, Ikorodu United, and Sporting Lagos in Lagos, and playing in Lagos. And this should be where we could even cook maybe 20 or 30% of revenue, let's say jerseys or TV. But these guys are struggling to even get.
How many times have you sold jerseys?
No, I'm talking about I'm not trying to. I'm saying that it's even I'm saying that
It's even getting worse.
Yeah,
The reason why you feel like it's not deeper is because the other countries, their football, I'm talking about African countries, their football was not top notch.
Yeah.
Now we are looking at them, and we are talking about in trouble.
Yeah.
We were always in trouble.
Yeah. And
The trouble was there.
Yeah.
It was there.
Yeah.
Now we are looking. See, I saw a player being bought from Shooting Stars recently.
Yeah.
I don't want to mention his name, right?
Yeah.
But I don't want to mention the name of the sponsors.
Yeah.
But there is this particular bank. Yeah, very popular bank.
Yeah.
The bank was one of the sponsors
Yeah.
of that transfer.
Yeah.
I'm telling you. But that particular bank is not sponsoring
Sponsoring
NFF.
NFF.
You know why?
Yeah.
Because the league is not interesting.
Yeah.
Nothing is fascinating about this.
It's about the league.
And if I'm investing into something,
This-
I have to look at the return. How much am I going to get?
Yeah.
This 3SC success, AY quite low. We can't attribute this success to one person.
Yeah.
But we know that it's because we had
someone that is very, it is close to how this thing works.
Yeah.
And we could see the dividend of the results. I won't mention names.
Yeah.
AY know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
And we see the old, maybe we can call it, maybe a transformation to some extent.
You don't see those ones you see.
That happened at
You don't see
the
those ones.
PSS.
You don't see those ones. Before, I don't name your talking about, but before that was said, you know things.
Yeah, even
You know you don't come around.
yes.
Toby, there's one
There's
thing. See that I think now at least now I'm I'm used to 29 years, and yet, praise the Lord. and I'm alive. There's only one thing that I always know, that we always compare the past admission to the new admission. We always say the past admission is better than even the past is worse. But we say past is better than the present. so what are you saying?
Let's talk about the WAFCON before we get out of the studio. Our time is fast spent. Let's talk about the final real quick. This final is very interesting because it's a final that is going to happen between a team that failed to qualify. Because Cameroon were meant to host the WAFCON. I mean, all of us know Morocco took over the hosting. The African thing happened. Then we are having also a debutant, Malawi.
Yeah.
Who did even? I mean, this is the first time they are making their debut in this competition.
Yeah.
And they are both playing the final. No one could have predicted that would be the final.
Yeah.
Not even Lekon that called himself whatever.
We all thought it was going to be the regulars. Super Falcons,
South Africa,
Morocco, newest team. But the truth is, unless you didn't follow the last edition, we knew all these teams were coming. All these teams, they've improved over the years.
Yeah.
And they've invested in their team, and the preparations were good, because a team that's going to do well in any tournament has got to prepare well.
Yeah.
Forget the stars. The stars will bail you out in some games.
Yeah.
But when push comes to shove, there's going to be. See, we saw it now. In the first game, which we lost to Malawi, 2-1. The second game, we tried. Yeah. We got one new out of that game. Yeah. But that third game, which we won 6-2.
Yeah.
Unless you didn't see that game, you would have thought, if you follow the scoreline, you would have thought, we so played well. Yeah. We saw the money. No, that game we struggled to win. At some point we were out of the tournament. Yeah. Then after we scored, it was close. It was very close. Then we scored some couple of goals to qualify. So these teams are catching up. That's why I said our football has been bad over the years. The problem was that the other teams were also poor. But now those teams now have improved. So this is the result of their improvement over the years of their investment. Yeah. So now, all those, who would have thought many years, if someone told you this one will be exiting the tournament in the quarterfinals, somebody would have believed.
Yeah, and I want to say this, because I'm not here to talk, to say my facts. I'm not here as a politician. This is not a manifesto. I know what I want to say. I say this is not a manifesto. So Malawi, I want to talk about Malawi. And I've always known that Malawi they are coming back.
I didn't know.
I talk about it. I talk about it. So see, that Malawi team, they did exceptional. There's one particular game that they collected red card, and they still won that game, convincingly. I'm stoked. I'm happy. I'm being supporting now.
I'm always happy for everything.
Because I'm happy person. I'm so for them. No. Happy people. I'm blessing. African people, and I can celebrate them. As an African player, as an African person, I am. Malawi are doing great things, and I love them. I love them so much. People tell me that.
But to think that these are the teams that defeated, the Super Falcons, should this be consolidating? And quickly, I want us to talk about Morocco.
Both teams defeated Super Falcons.
Yes, now both teams defeated Super Falcons. Both teams. And I also said something. I don't think I agree with that. I just feel that it's just the culture thing.
Yeah.
We don't challenge ourselves to do better. This is when we have the perpetual one coach, the Okara no say it's not like we're no good.
We're not supposed to complain too.
No. I'm talking about. It's not like we are not good, but it's just that we are not improving. Guys, we play the final.
When those ones, I was on this program. I was following this particular program, and Okara knows I don't want to mention the name of the program now and the name of the station. She was complaining. See, the only difference is that now there's social media for everyone to see. They've always been complaining. They've never been good preparations.
Of course, I'm not going. I'm talking about the qualities of players. See,
we still have the qualities. Forget.
No, the qualities are still there. No, the qualities are still there.
It takes
Those guys are not small players.
They're good players. Look at Toby Shebi. You used to follow the last half.
Yes.
How did you win it? We didn't win it because of the coach. You remember, the coach, he just he's not a good coach. Forget, he's not a good coach. And he was back there.
Do we have good coaches?
don't be person.
Just so
now that white guy. Now
Wardrobe. Just
the one wey dey there.
No, just now he win the last one now. Now him. Go check it out. Now him win the last half one. He was the one. But the reason why we won was because of Esther Koroko. That was the only reason we won.
Now, guys, let's talk about Morocco quickly. I mean, I just feel say maybe they just dey on luck. They no get luck. I mean, yes now.
Did you
unlucky now?
Did you guys follow the game very well yesterday? Did you notice something about the officiating? The officiating was so dodgy. See, they wanted Morocco to qualify at all costs, just like we saw in that Senegal Morocco game.
Yeah.
It was the repeat of that game.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, the officiating was
very dodgy. Morocco generally have been trying to win the continental cup by fire, by force. And I can't really blame them.
But they are doing well.
You have to use what you have to get what you need.
Yeah.
You understand? They are doing well. But to be honest, I'm excited about the Malawi, Cameroon. I'm so excited. And I think I'm so happy for the Malawians. Because I don't know where to choose. Because I would have 100% choose the Malawi. It's a good story. The underdogs coming for the first time winning.
Yeah.
But I think because of that goalkeeper, that Cameroonian goalkeeper,
very good.
That
Very
lady
good.
have done tremendous work.
The reason
for
why
her
they
to
final-
go empty. She's the reason. She's reason.
See why they're the final.
No, the Moroccans they got the penalty at 118 minutes.
Yeah.
For the Moroccans,
You guys
the
are
guy
not
saved.
understanding the Moroccan Spain.
Okay.
Hosting 3 times in a row.
Yeah.
And they've not won.
Yes, no trophy to show for.
Yeah. It's not easy. But I think they are going to get there. They just need to keep trying.
The last one, the laser they use. They had lasers in our players like.
Sote their guys, even post AFCON.
Yeah.
There's no winner.
They go win am. They want to who can cook.
They don't
Easy
win
work.
They will go court.
But they go fast. I don't know about the AFCON. But for the WAFCON, I think they will eventually win. Because the way for the Super Eagles, I thought NFF do 1 or 2.
Yeah.
Bad as a bad.
Yeah.
They still need 1 or 2.
Yeah.
But for the Super Falcons,
Yeah.
they are not investing at all. So that's the reason why I think the Moroccans will eventually win.
Another thing about that WAFCON final is we say you guys be the best to be the best.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And I will be the best.
Exactly.
Think I'm on liver.
And the two of them are getting the best. The two of them are getting the best.
Yes.
But Cameroon actually be the two.
They will
I think I
Shey Morocco best. You guys, let's talk about today. Nigeria versus South Africa. Another jollof rice beef. We don't start again. Man, I don't know why we always have to face each other to decide who goes to the World Cup. Same thing for the men's national team. Another thing happening for the women's national team now.
See, look, it's going to be quite different from the Cameroonian game, which we expected that game to be feisty, obviously, and be a physical game.
Yeah.
But this game will be a technical one. That is where I fear for us.
Yeah.
I think when it comes to qualities, we have better qualities.
Yeah.
But when it comes to tactical inputs, that's where the problem is. I mean, we saw it throughout the tournament, right? When games were, I think the coach was just pulling out players, not because he knew what he wanted to do. Sometimes you substitute players because you are bringing another player that could give him different quality. But he was just pulling out players for the sake of it.
Yeah.
But this game, where a lot is at stake, and like we said, the preparation is always the key to all these games. How well have we prepared for this game? That is the big question.
Well,
And what is going around, and I was following. I was on this show yesterday, and where I was talking to a journalist, and he was talking about the players having a go at each other in the dressing room after we were knocked out by the Cameroonians. They were blaming the coach. This one was blaming. So with all those comments that has happened,
To buttress that,
do you think we are in the right frame of mind for this kind
I
of
don't
thing?
know. Someone said the players should just go ahead and play without the coach.
Let me talk to that.
Oliver, let me talk that.
You know, for the past few weeks now, I've been going through it. I just want to talk about it now because I went to the Falcons and dressing room and we said
Where you going?
yeah.
Come on, man. It was interesting.
No, I know the free dress, right?
I beg, producer, I don't come to you.
And then their mentality.
When you enter the room, wait till you see.
It's again now. Their mentality, is very, very. I know they are down. And I spoke with them. I said one or two things that I've done many things, and I spoke with them with a lot of respect, with the little respect that I have. No, a lot of respect. Yeah, no, I would say I wouldn't look at myself. I have a lot of experience, and I spoke with them, and they told me one thing. They told me one thing that we should be expecting. That you should be expecting, and I should tell you guys. They said, Mr. Lekon, you are coming with fire. And I
think I agree. The Super Falcons of Nigeria, they are see, no doubt, we have good players, quality. Those girls. In fact, this game that we lost against the Cameroon, they played well. They played.
They were unlucky.
They were so unlucky. And that Cameroonian goalkeeper she's obsessed.
That's
with goalkeeping. So I still think there's quality there. If they really want to play, I don't think South Africa should give us a problem. Where I think we are going to have a problem with that continental playoff. We have a problem with those 10 teams. But I think we should have enough to beat the South Africans.
Yeah.
All right, guys. I don't know if you guys have seen the Mourinho Netflix docu series.
Yeah.
I mean, and that's where we're going to round up in the next, because it's just going to be an halftime show. Our time is fast spent already. This is going to be the last one. After watching that, I don't know if Lekon has seen it, if Ola have seen it. I quite felt that the kind of players Mourinho had back then, that kind of loyalty. Listening to the way John Terry, Frank Lampard speak about Mourinho really show how much football culture has changed. Terry genuinely sounds like he would have fortified his life for José Mourinho. Like, you don't just get... I'm not sure we get that sense that players, that we have that kind of players. I'm not sure we have players that are next that way in their thinking, in playing for player. And, the influence of social media, player will just come, will just scatter everything for money. It's not like that. You need to watch. Well, when I was going through that documentary, and Eto said the same thing, when Mourinho was at Inter, we were talking about the player loyalty to manager.
Yeah, I listened to you when I was coming. Yeah.
Yes. To add to what you said, and also I think coaches back then were not so much obsessed with coaching.
Yeah.
They were also about the player's lifestyle,
Exactly,
family values and everything.
Yeah.
But today, if you look at these young coaches, they're so obsessed with coaching.
Yeah.
Right. All they want to do is coach.
Yes.
And also, players now are obsessed with their coach following.
Yeah.
You do whatever you want to any player. He goes on social media and he tweets, and his followers come after the club, come after the manager.
Yeah.
That was not common back then.
Yeah.
Even if they wanted to have it, where was the platform to do all of that?
Yeah.
There was no social media to do all of that. And I was also listening to Steve Seaborn when he said Mourinho knew how to get through to even the players who weren't playing.
Yeah.
He said there was a time where he told the players to bring in their families, the ones that didn't have a wife, your girlfriend, your kids and all, to the pitch.
Yeah.
Doing all of that, you as a player, you're happy. Because you're playing and you're seeing your wife, in the dugout. So for that, do we see that anymore?
No.
It's not even common now.
Yeah, I think the culture has changed.
Yeah,
And
that's
one thing that we are not looking at very well when we talk about this topic is how much less power coaches have now.
Yeah.
We are focusing on the players.
Yeah.
But we are not focusing on how much less power
Maybe
coaches.
because
I think
we have respect.
we have talked about it
about
before.
it, yeah.
Now, something changed in the era of managing a football club.
Yeah.
Those era of Arsene Wenger, Alex Ferguson,
Rafa
Pep
Benitez,
Guardiola, Jose, they are managers.
Yeah.
Now, it got to a stage that clubs started making more money. Things needed to change.
Yeah.
The setup needed to change. They started bringing in technical director,
Yes.
sporting director,
Yes, sporting
reducing the power
Of the manager.
of the manager. Do you know there are managers now
Yeah.
in club football that don't have any say? I'm not saying little say.
They are coaches.
Any
They are
say.
coaches. They are not managers anymore. They don't call them managers anymore. They are
Coaches
coaches.
that they just buy players for.
Players for, yeah. And you have to use the
You have to use the player. They don't care about your style. They don't care about the temperament, everything. But those days, Wenger will go sit down with your parents, even your grandparents,
Yeah.
to learn how you are brought up.
Yeah.
So the coach power has reduced. Nobody wants to die now.
Yeah.
Somebody that I can still has that influence a little bit. Now, not because I'm an Arsenal fan, is Arteta.
Yeah.
The way Arteta is working with these players, you will see that these players will die for him. Talking of the Declarize, the family culture that is still bringing values.
Yeah.
You know, I watched Chelsea last season crumble, and a lot of people blame the board, but I watch how the players are. You can't do that to some coaches.
Yes.
Enzo Maresca came and said he may leave. Palmer came out saying all sorts of things when the coach is still there. So we should look at it from the angle that the coaches do not really have the power. When you know, you will die for somebody that has the power.
Yeah.
You understand? Because you know Mourinho can tell you tomorrow, get out of this place.
Yeah.
And there is little you can do. You understand?
Yeah.
If you are sitting on the bench, you are sitting on the bench. It's going to tell you. But now, it's the technical director that will tell you.
Players are spam fast coaches now.
Yeah.
They will tell you, do you know how much? Do you know?
Yeah.
He said it during the day that the only player that Abramovich brought was Shevchenko.
Shevchenko, and they had the rift.
And they have a lift. And he told
it was one of
Shevchenko.
the reasons why Jose left.
Yeah.
One of the reasons he left.
So the coaches has the managers has the power that time. So the players knew.
They knew,
They can feel that this person has power. So they have to really work.
I won't say he has already said everything I would say, you know. I think you stole maybe you checked my but nevertheless I was like now I just feel like the only thing I can say now is the way managers are now, because now we have managers, coach, and sporting director, as I said, so they've reduced their power. But I think the managers that are coming nowadays, I think they are. Will I say maybe they lack values a little bit too? Because sometimes you see the way managers carry themselves, the way they talk about their players, you know, and you see that this is not what you want in your manager. This is not,
It's not entirely their fault though. If you want to look
but at the same time,
are telling them this is our play. This player brings a lot of money.
yeah, but at the same time, you have to be upfront. You have to, you have to stand on your. At times, because let me give an example of what I was talking about. I feel like that Tuchel and Bellingham, the comment that he made about that
it wouldn't happen.
If I don't say it will happen, if I just look what happen, now inside just he would, if you want to talk him, he will talk him inside the room, but not to the media. So that's what I'm saying, that sometimes I feel like this coach now, I think sometimes they are behaving like a children, like a teenager. You know, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I think it goes both ways. Tuchel wasn't supposed to make that statement outside. Bellingham also wasn't supposed to make that statement.
Yes.
So I thought both statements were supposed to be in the
Even forget Bellingham. Even Madueke.
Yeah.
The simple Madueke. I watched the interview. Even Madueke came and said, when they asked him that what do you think about it? He said, that's his own opinion. The body language is that they don't respect. They don't have any respect again. And to really see where it's going, I think that is why Mourinho has had issue in the last 10 years.
Yes, with this
Exactly.
new proper.
I was just
Remember
That
the
is
first
why
time
Mourinho has
Mourinho.
still saying Mourinho will still have problem
Again,
in that area. Probably is going to spend 1.5 years before they sack him again. Because the kind of players he's able bringing in now.
Because football has changed.
Football has
More
changed.
importantly, footballers has
They
changed.
have changed because they have more power now. Just like you said, they have more followers.
More followers. They're not just followers. They
These players now, I mean, the players Mourinho had back then, they were not just talented. They had an enormous tolerance for suffering.
Yeah, exactly.
And Toby, again, I want to say something like, at during that time, when you come to a club, like a new manager, you have something to show for it. But now most managers now they don't have anything to show for it. They don't CV. So I have 3 Champions League. I have 3 Champions League. I tell you to play
That's right.
Another thing I felt that it's causing this football culture is that we don't have all these long-serving manager. That's what we're talking about. Imagine if, and that's why Ateta still has that power. If Ateta spend up to 7-10 years in that place, you dare not move anyhow. You dare not try anything.
Yes.
Fabregas was saying yesterday that we are looking at the success that Ateta is having presently. We are not looking at what Arsenal actually did. Ateta lost in 10 games. We won like 2. That's after 2 seasons. That year. I can remember. As a fan, I was like,
It was a terrible time.
that was after that 10th game. Arsenal board gave Ateta the renewed
his contract.
his contract.
Everybody was like, we were expecting him to get sacked. Especially that game. I don't remember that game is against Everton. I remember that game very well.
Everybody was expecting Ateta would be sacked.
Yeah.
They gave him
new
another
contract.
contract.
Yeah.
Fabregas mentioned yesterday that singular thing that Arsenal did was the turning point of what Ateta is really doing now. They gave him that respect. That was why Ateta can now send Ozil
Out. Yeah.
Aubameyang, because he knew that it's like the club.
But
respects
I
him.
understand, saying it now I understand but I feel like it's a risky move.
Yeah,
It's
it's risky.
because
risky.
Man United is the same to Amorim. No.
He did all well.
He did all well. So it's a big
It's risky.
move.
That's why Fabregas is saying it's we should give Arsenal that kudos that they could make that decision
And
to stick with him. Now I think Ateta can call on any player.
Yeah.
The reason why Ateta could chase Vinicius Junior is that he knows that if push comes to shove, Vinicius Junior misbehave, Vinicius Junior will leave for him.
Yes. Yeah.
So that power is there, but it's no longer there in all those clubs.
I don't know if you remember the Arsenal documentary where
All or nothing.
Edu,
All or nothing,
where Edu was asking Ateta if he was sure of
He said yes. He said yes.
I want to know, and I'm going to put all my money on Nketiah because Nketiah was just coming in. I think it was still a Leeds on loan, and it was coming back into the team. And, that shows you that he was giving all the power and he was giving all the trust because trust is very key.
Yeah.
Alright, guys. Now we've talked about OC. I don't want us to beat it too much, and because there's so many talking points around the Doku series. But let's talk about the new generation of managers that you guys we have. Because it seems as if these managers are already going to the national team. We have Zidane for France, Klopp for Germany, Tuchel for England,
Netherlands.
now Xavier for Netherlands. And I and Liko has always been having this conversation. Liko has always asked, what is the criteria for even appointing these managers?
Except for Xavi. I think Xavi has got a good CV. You know why I said that? He won the league with Barcelona. He won the league with Barcelona, yeah. He won the league.
If you work for Barca, you know go win.
No, not every coach.
Win league for.
See, when they won the calm down. When they won the league with Barca, if there was Messi, Iniesta, and the likes, we would have said, okay, yeah, anybody could have done it.
Yeah.
They won the league where Barca were coming from the back of Messi leaving the club. See, Madrid had won the league back to back.
And Madrid were not good that season.
No, they didn't win the league back to back. They won it. They won, of course, they won
Madrid
it.
were
But
not good
Atletico
that
also won it in between before Xavi won it. Yeah, he did so well at Barcelona. Maybe, and obviously, he didn't have the backing because Barca were also coming in from almost going bankrupt. You remember? So Bartomeu wasted a lot of funds.
See,
Barca's CV is good enough to get
as
Xavi
much.
on the
See,
land job.
that is where I'm going. As much as I understand where AY is coming from, I think I'm still going to stick with what Lekon said just now. That we have a lot of paparazzi coaches now. And that's why players are not. That's why clubs
Just go
and
and
players are not respecting them.
Does it
It's like
control
to
the
be
dressing?
to.
That's why Martinez is having issues with Ronaldo.
I think
It's not better to be a
what you need on your CV now is paparazzi to be a coach. For me, I don't think Xavi deserves to be the Netherlands coach.
What are the options?
I see.
The options is what. See, it's not like there's
it's because of the paparazzi that we are not seeing the real coaches now. Top players are going into coaching now. We are seeing Lampard. We are seeing for me. To be sincere, there are some coaches that I don't rate.
Yes.
at all.
I just said, see, Alonso is a good coach. He has done it by the
Yeah.
For me, I think he's still below average.
You know what?
In coaching.
You know what?
No, in coaching.
No,
Because he has managed by
you know what?
He has a good. Yeah.
As you dey like
Do you want to
that,
judge it?
as you dey like
Hold on.
as you dey like
Lampard has a
if you
good
work
CV
for-
because he
if
has
you work-
managed Chelsea.
I say why I dey like this.
Yes.
AY is starting in career. You don't work for Sky Sports.
Yes.
You don't work for BBC.
Yes.
You know, say you don't be badass with that.
Yes. Now.
You go there easy for AY, make it be NFF,
Pres-
Super Eagles, media director.
President.
See, there are some coaches that started
based on that
from.
CV.
They have gone to Division B, Division C. They are better than this.
I have one question.
We are seeing much of.
Let me ask something.
We are seeing much of now. Yaya today is already coaching the club. Krivazenda or what?
Bratislava.
Bratislava. I mean, those are the things. Because
Toby.
these guys already
But
have.
they have to start from somewhere.
Toby, man, talk one thing.
Starting from
I
Bratislava is a bad thing now.
I had one conversation with Idris. I had one conversation with Idris, and I was talking about then there was the Real Madrid job, was available then, and they have been hearing news about Alonso coming to take it. I was asking Idris that why this is not. See, me, I've been giving up on this manager mind, coach mind this now. Honestly, listen, I was asking Idris that why is Madrid going for this guy? What is the criteria? What has this guy done? Except doing one season thing. That one season thing he do. So why? Because I just feel that at that moment I felt like they are giving me come because you are a product. You are giving me this pass. Come.
And next player kind of a package.
I get what you're coming from. I get what you're coming
Okay.
from. But if we're having this conversation before Zidane got the Real Madrid job, what would you say?
So see, there's always
What would you say? That's the question. What would you say? I'm going to mention, it's an exception, but if I mention 5 coaches who have gone the same route, will still be an exception.
Okay, now if I even mention, see what we are trying to say.
What I'm saying is, see, you are as good as in any job, you are as good as your last job.
No, we are
Okay.
saying
Even for big coaches.
no.
What you've done.
What we dey try talk say sometimes leverage fit dey. Now wetin they dey talk with that leverage say dem be ex-players.
Yeah.
They don't get
That players.
and fail.
Yeah.
So they just feel like say since you don't play at this high
You are a product, so you know our culture.
that place.
Yeah.
Along wa bá ẹ ṣe.
It doesn't work. It doesn't work that way.
See,
I mean,
It doesn't work that way.
That's not
and-
before you know what it was like when we talk about managers. I mean, talking about the Jose, the Arsene, the Wenger, the Guardiola. I mean, you know how they always learn through these ranks. There was Guardiola and Jose Mourinho behind Rijkaard,
Yeah.
and Toby.
behind Wenger.
Toby.
You guys just come because they
Toby, when I
after like 2-3
But
years when they
what
retire.
I'm saying is,
there.
if you look at Xavi's CV,
Yeah.
he's not coming in as a retire. Calm down. Now. He's not coming in from a retirement angle.
Yeah.
He's not just retiring and taking up the job. He's coached a Barca. See that job, that coaching that club.
What has he done after that? What has he done as a coach after that?
No, exactly. There's not so many coaches now.
I feel
Barca was the last one.
a manager like Cesc Fabregas will be more respected. Will be more respected in the sense that
What of Xavi?
no wait. If Fabregas, we can track his success now, moves from Como. Let's say maybe to Atlanta, then from Atlanta.
There's build up.
What is the probability that he moves from Como and goes to another club and he succeeds?
See, let
There's no probability.
Let me tell you something.
There's no probability.
So what's the probability?
See, let me tell you.
What's
For a
the
coach,
probability?
let me tell you. See, that's what I'm saying. You are as good. Now you know. Let me land. See, now what I want to talk with that.
Yeah.
You are as good as your last job. Even for anybody, even as a player, whatever you did in the past will bring you there. But what you are going to do on the job is what matters most.
See,
You are as good as see.
No,
See, what I'm.
it gets somewhere to see they don't get CV. Back
Oh,
then, no matter
be that CV go save me for this current job now.
no matter anything wey Carlo do for Brazil. Carlo
Say they don't start Carlo, this same Carlo. He was sacked at Real Madrid now. He was sacked. No, when he left Everton for Real Madrid, he was sacked.
Even if
He was sacked at Napoli.
he
Was he not sacked at
that
Napoli?
is not trial and error.
Yes.
It just doesn't work out.
No,
It just doesn't
that's
work
what I'm
out.
saying. See,
It just doesn't
for
work
any
out.
coach, the only thing you bring in
Yeah.
for a Carlo, he brings in of a wealth of experience and all of that.
Yeah.
Chebi Benitez to go do work for
Calm down.
Panathinaikos.
What's on the top? Say,
Yeah.
see, for a Carlo,
Yeah.
and for a Xavier,
Yeah.
it's different,
Yeah.
right? For a Xavier, of course, you can't compare the level of experience and all of and
yeah.
qualities he bring
Yeah.
to Carlo.
Yeah.
But when it comes to this job,
Yeah.
you are as good as your last job.
Okay.
See what you did. See this same Carlo.
Yeah.
He won the Champions League with Real Madrid.
Yeah.
Then was sacked
Yeah.
the following season.
Yeah.
Went to Napoli.
Yeah.
Was he not also sacked at Napoli?
Yeah.
Was he still on the job because Real Madrid?
sorry.
See whatever you did at Real Madrid is not. It doesn't concern what you are going to do at Napoli.
Don't be sorry.
That's what I'm
Sorry,
saying.
sorry. When I saw the news, you know the first thing that came to my head. When I saw the news that Xavi is the new manager of Netherlands, you know, I was laughing because I know the end. No, see, I know what happened. There's not about here for a reason. I know the end. This guy. No, this is not about laughing. You know, this is not laughing. I laugh at that. So what is the catch? Show me sense. What's the reason?
I mean, but for real, I just want to know why do you think he shouldn't take the job? Because when you look at the options,
It's what I mean.
See, for you to give Xavier a job, you have to look at the options that are available. Who should they give?
Go and compare.
They've tried.
Go and compare.
He's not going to take the
They
job.
will take the job. Give me money.
Which job?
Give me money.
They go spend money for national team.
Shey you know if you say low-key, we don't dey lose era of getting
They're not going to spend money for
apart from
national team.
ex-managers, you sabi any other manager, ex-players, you sabi any other manager.
I know that.
Apart from say now these ex-players and because they don't get fame and popularity, we know they see all these other young managers spring up. So now wetin online dey talk be say and these guys dem dey.
Yeah.
See, you know the difference between all this Xavi and you go bring up a coach from championship. You know the difference is because it is a lesser risk because these set players have been in big dressing rooms. A Xavi has been in the biggest, probably the biggest dressing room.
doesn't matter.
It does. You know what?
Look at the Spanish coach. Let me give you an example. Go and look at the CV of the present Spanish coach. That is how I think a national team should think when they are appointing a coach.
I get you.
Let your coach come from under 23 as coach in a club in the league in the nation. I will never support a Xavi coming from Spain. Paparazzi and going to Netherlands. You want to tell me? You want to tell me there is no coach that coaching under 21 that coach
They tried Ronaldo. They tried Ronaldo. They tried Van Persie. They
should continue to try.
See, even
I
for
think
Jella
Xavi
Fuente,
is
see,
just
even for
a rubbish appointment.
The Jella Fuente one,
Yeah.
it was like, you know, sometimes you can get lucky with it.
Yeah.
This Spain have tried many coaches before Jella Fuente.
Yeah.
Even with the Spanish, they've tried coaches with Enrique,
Yeah.
Hierro.
It's Spanish.
Yes, it didn't work. The
He's
Jella Fuente one,
Spanish.
the Jella Fuente one was because at that point they needed a big coach,
Yeah.
but those big coach were not forthcoming.
Yeah.
And they looked at guy. He was given a very short contract. Very short.
They
They didn't believe in him.
But he proved himself.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Sometimes you can get lucky with it.
See,
I think
You can get lucky with it.
that is a route
You can get lucky
to
with
be
it.
a national team coach.
See.
Most of the time it works better. See, I can give you the statistics.
Yeah.
A country,
Yeah.
I'll still tell you, Xavi being appointed as the Netherlands coach
could make sense.
doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
To Xavi himself,
Yeah.
to the Netherlands national team,
See.
you will see that it's going to end in failure.
The trend is wrong.
The truth is they want to go for a national team. They just want to follow the paparazzi of Ancelotti, paparazzi of England getting to Chelsea. It has never worked out. It has never worked out.
What I'm saying is, if you say
The last thing I will say to this topic, I will say,
That's the closing shot as well.
even if AY is talking, looking at me with this work, I don't look at him. The last thing I will say,
That's
the last thing I will say is, I remember when I was watching World Cup and they were talking about.
Every time just remember defense.
I remember one of the commentator was saying that no coach, like I think it's only one coach that has won with another nation.
no coach.
No coach that has won with another nation.
Yes.
Thank you. God bless you. No coach. God bless you.
And at the first time,
Mark on land.
Okay.
See, as I said earlier, there's no reason why they should appoint Xavier. You know, if Xavier has coached for the national team before, or in that for the nation before, as in the club in the nation before, I know that he understands the value of the transition, the way they play. But now you are telling me that the way they play in Spain, you are telling that the way they play in Spain, they don't play that in Netherlands. No, it's not possible. It's not making sense. You know. But this is my final thought. I don't want to look at why.
They provoke my thoughts. They provoke my thoughts.
Now you don't say last shot.
Wait, I'm saying enough to say now why would they lose football culture and country playing style?
Yes.
How Brazil go carry? We know say we talk about this.
Yeah.
Brazil style.
You take us back.
Brazil go carry.
I like the route you've gone now.
Yeah.
See, I like the route you've gone.
You know what?
I wanna go.
When this guy and we said we see him, we talk him.
Yeah.
We know saying that Spain culture to they always play first nine.
Yeah.
From when they play Euro 2012.
Yeah.
From when they play Euro 2008.
It wasn't that culture.
No,
They were short on quality strikers. No, it wasn't that culture.
And they played
before that they have Torres and Raul now. They have Torres, Raul, they have David Villa. They won the 2010 World Cup with strikers now.
Of course, but it was still.
But they were short on
it was
quality
still
strikers
and first line start. Torres was not doing bad in 2008. AY. 2008, Torres was part of the highest goal scorer. Torres, Adebayo, Ronaldo. Torres for Liverpool, Adebayo for Arsenal, Ronaldo for Man U. So what am I trying to say? When this manager got on board, we could still see it was still the Spanish style of playing. They knock you round. We know the France style since when they've had Deschamps. What am I trying to say? We know Brazil to be, and that's why Brazil is still going to struggle until they get someone that understand the Samba boys.
You know how many times they don't appoint people who understand this Samba boys?
Who they appoint?
They go say try.
So I was the last one to win the World Cup now. When they Dunga after, they have appointed Tite after, they have appointed this guy that coaches, I think Flamingo now, I don't remember his name. They have appointed about 4 coaches.
See,
I like where you went.
I want to hear you.
I mean, it's supposed to be judged. I like that. I like that. No, I'm not seeing. My point is not that.
Why they don't even collect Van Persie?
My point.
Van Persie.
Wait till check the never even Saka with Feyenoord.
It's better.
They never even Saka.
Guys, we need to leave. Our time is fast spent. Manager don't they call us. Now football with the young, we know the words.
No, they need.
Thank you.